I'm Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Inheritance and Evolution. We are on learning outcome E. Analyze evolutionary advancement in key life processes: circulation, reproduction, gaseous exchange, coordination, movement, and excretion, as well as their suitability for survival across different species. We are on learning activity A. Each group of learners search for and analyze evolutionary advancement in a particular life process, that is, circulation, reproduction, gaseous exchange, coordination, movement, and excretion. They use visual aid to summarize their findings. In the gallery walk, learners discuss the significance of this advancement for survival of living organisms in their environments. We shall start with circulation. Let's look at from fish to mammal. Item 1. Students are presented with illustration of fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. They are asked to compare circulatory systems. Task: identify the type of circulation in fish, amphibian, and mammals. Explain the evolutionary advancement from a 2-chambered heart to a 4-chambered heart. Discuss the significance of this advancement for survival in different environments. Let us start with identify the type of circulation in fish, amphibian, and mammals. Circulation type: fish. They have a 2-chambered heart, which is a single circulation. Amphibian, they have 3-chambered heart, that is a double circulation, which is incomplete separation. Mammals and birds, these ones have got a 4-chambered heart. This is a complete double circulation. Explain the evolutionary advancement from a 2-chambered heart to a 4-chambered heart. Evolutionary advancement. Separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood increases efficiency of the oxygen transport. This allows higher metabolic rate required for active lifestyles. Discuss the significance of this advancement for survival in different environments. The significance: support sustained activity in terrestrial environments, enables endothermy in birds and mammals. Let's now look at reproduction. We shall look at external and to internal fertilization. Item 2. Students study frogs, external fertilization, and mammals, internal fertilization. Task: compare external and internal fertilization. Identify evolutionary changes in reproductive strategies. For example, amniotic eggs, live birth. Explain how these changes improve survival of offspring. Let's start with compare external and internal fertilization. External fertilization. Eggs fertilized outside the body, and there is a high predation risk. Internal fertilization, the eggs are fertilized inside, protected by the membranes or maternal body. Let's identify evolutionary changes in reproductive strategies. For example, amniotic eggs and live birth. Evolutionary changes. Amniotic eggs with protective membranes is found in reptiles and birds. Placenta in mammals, which results in nourishment of the developing embryo. Explain how these changes improve survival of the offspring. Significance. Increase the survival rate of the embryo, allows reproduction in terrestrial habitats. Let's now look at gaseous exchange. We shall emphasize from gills to lungs. Students compare fish gills, amphibian skin and lungs, and mammalian lungs. Task. Describe the gas exchange structures in fish, amphibian, and mammals. Identify evolutionary improvement in lung structure. Discuss the significance for the survival in air-breathing organisms. Let's start with describe the gas exchange structures in fish, amphibian, and mammals. Structures. The fish has gills and it uses a counter-current exchange. Amphibians, they can use the lungs and the skin. Mammals have highly branched alveoli. Identify evolutionary improvement in lung structure. Advancement. There is increased surface area for oxygen uptake and efficient oxygen delivery to tissues. Discuss the significance for survival in air-breathing organisms. Significance. Supports high metabolic demands and enables terrestrial colonization. Let's now look at coordination. We shall look at the nervous system complexity. Item 4. Students study jellyfish, nerve net, fish, brain and the spinal cord, and mammals, highly developed brain. Compare the nervous system complexity among these organisms. Explain evolutionary trends in brain size and specialization. Relate this to survival and environmental adaptations. Let's start with compare the nervous system complexity among these organisms. Complexity. The jellyfish has simple nerve nets. The fish has the brain and the spinal cord with reflexes. Mammals, they have a highly developed cerebral cortex. Explain evolutionary trends in brain size and specialization. Advancement. Centralized control, learning, memory, and sensory integration. Relate these to survival and environmental adaptation. Significance. Enable complex behaviors, problem solving, social interaction, and predator avoidance. Let's now look at movement, emphasizing on limbs and locomotion. Item 5. Students examine evolution from fins to limbs, fish to amphibian to reptile to mammals. Describe structure changes in locomotory appendages. Explain the transition from aquatic to terrestrial movement. Discuss how movement enhances survival. Let's start with describe structure changes in locomotory appendages. Changes. Fish has fins for swimming. Amphibians have limbs with digits for crawling. Mammals have strong limbs for running and climbing. Explain the transition from aquatic to terrestrial movement. Evolutionary advantage. Allow access to new habitats. Escape from predator. Discuss how movement enhances survival. Significance. Expands ecological niches, increases chances for survival and reproduction. Let's now move to excretion and look at the kidney evolution. Students compare excretion in freshwater fish, reptiles, and mammals. Identify types of excretory products: ammonia, urea, uric acid. Explain evolutionary changes in excretory organs. Discuss significance for survival in different habitats. Let's start with identify types of excretory products: ammonia, urea, uric acid. Excretory products. Fish excrete ammonia. This is aquatic environment. Mammal excrete urea. It is good for water conservation. Birds and reptiles excrete uric acid. This minimizes water loss. Explain evolutionary changes in excretory organs. Evolution. Development of nephrons, lobe of Henle, and this results in efficient water reabsorption. Discuss significance for survival in different habitats. Significance enables survival in terrestrial and arid environment. Integrated activity, class discussion, survival advantages. Students are asked to compare two species, a fish and a mammal, focusing on all the above life processes. Task. Identify the key evolutionary advancement in circulation, reproduction, gaseous exchange, coordination, movement, and excretion. Explain how each adaptation improves survival and reproduction. Relate adaptation to specific environmental challenges. Life process, fish, mammal, and significance for survival. We start with circulation. The fish has 2-chambered heart, the mammal 4-chambered heart. Significance, efficient oxygen supply for high metabolism. Reproduction. Fish is external fertilization, mammal is internal fertilization and placenta. This protects the embryo on land. Gas exchange. The fish has gills, mammal have lungs with alveoli. This supports endothermy and terrestrial life. Coordination. The fish has the brain and the spinal cord. The mammal has advanced brain. Complex behaviors, learning, hunting, and many others. Movement. The fish has fins, mammal has limbs. This helps to escape predators and explore land. Excretion. Fish excrete ammonia, mammals excrete urea. This is good for water conservation in terrestrial habitats. Evolutionary advancement in these life processes have allowed organisms to adapt to a diverse environment, increase reproductive success, and enhance survival. Thank you very much for participating in Inheritance and Evolution. We have been looking at learning outcome E, analyze evolutionary advancement in key life processes, circulation, reproduction, gaseous exchange, coordination, movement, and excretion, as well as their suitability for survival across different species. We have been looking at learning activity A. Each group of learners such as 4 and analyze evolutionary advancement in a particular life process. Example, circulation, reproduction, gaseous exchange, coordination, movement, and excretion. They use visual aid to summarize their findings. In the gallery work, learners discuss the significance of these advancements for the survival of living organisms in their environment. If it has been useful to you, visit me at Mugabi Joshua Biology in YouTube.